Welcome to Robotics Process Automation, an innovative step towards eliminating repetitive and manually intense processes, enhancing productivity, and ensuring consistency and accuracy. This is demonstrated using two current processes. This slide is about the current names clearing as is process. The legends on the right, MA represents manual allocation, SA for system-based action, MT means manual task, and green triangle denotes automation. In step 1, NCA Team India receives the names request from the customer in their shared common mailbox. Step 2, allocation is done by team leader to executives through manual allocation, which is tracked in a work allocation Excel sheet. Step 3, each executive picks the accoladed cases and updates case information manually in individual case trackers before starting actual processing. Step 4 is a name validation process to screen and flag blacklisted companies. Step 5 is for legal name, address and location validation using Google and other relevant company registers. Also search for duplicate names in Global Genius and Salesforce systems. Step 6. Hierarchy of the name is defined and mapped by identifying the parent-child relationship. Step 7 is for names creation in Global Genius and Salesforce using the validated information from Step 3 to 6. Once creation is done, Step 8 identifies duplicates and parent names are linked to the original name code. Finally, request completion acknowledgement is sent to the requester via email. Let's now look at the names clearance should be processed post-automation. Step 1 remains the same. Receives the names request from the customer in NCA shared common mailbox. Auto work allocation done by robots in Step 2 instead of manual allocation. Step 3. Auto case information is captured automatically, which gives the opportunity to extract any type of live report online. Validation, screening, and flagging of blacklisted names are done through auto-compliance check in Step 4. Step 5. Legal name, address and location validation done automatically by the robot with faster and accurate results. Identification and mapping of hierarchy for parent-child relationship is completed automatically by robots in Step 6. Step 7. Robot automatically creates name in Global Genius and Salesforce. And then the duplicate parent linking task, if required, is processed in Step 8. Finally, an auto acknowledgement is being sent to the requester on respective name creation activity. The metrics gives you the comparison between as and should be percentage reduction in terms of processing time, error percentage, FTE numbers, and TAT. 19 minutes gets reduced to 2.4 minutes, resulting in an 87% reduction in processing time. 100% reduction in error percentage, 83% reduction in FTE requirement. The 24 hours TAT gets reduced to an hour, resulting in 96% TAT reduction. This video will demonstrate the automated processing of the names clearance request. We provide a step-by-step walkthrough of power autonomizations that the software robot handles, the request starting from when it is received up until it is finally been served. This demonstration is a simple concept which has been recorded using markup names data and markup Allianz systems. During this demonstration, we will try and pause or slow down the video recording so that we can explain things in more detail. In the live system, the software robot is capable of running much faster. Initially, when the Sirocco robot first starts to run, it waits for a few names clearance requests arriving in its email inbox. For the purpose of this demo, we will assume that the robot received a request to clear the name of a company called the Huntsman Corporation. After receiving the request, the robot's first course of action is to gather some more information about this company. Let's take a closer look of how it does so. The robot launches a web browser and navigates to a website called the Company's House, which is an example of an online database providing detailed information about many different companies. Here, the robot searches for Huntsman Corporation, which yields a hit for the UK branch of the company. Once the robot clicks on the link, it finds a page that is filled with various types of information, address, incorporation date, and even the previous name it was known by more than 20 years ago. All these informations are captured by the robot and stored away so that they can be utilized for clearing the name later on. Now that the robot has done some preliminary research, it goes on to search whether the Huntsman Corporation already exists as an entry in Allianz Salesforce database. It does so by logging on to Salesforce navigation to the Accounts menu and performing a search for Huntsman. In this case, the search does not yield any hits, meaning that the robot does not need to worry about managing duplicate entries between the Salesforce database and the names clearance database. At last, the robot is ready to create an entry for the Huntsman Corporation in the names clearance database. The robot launches a teletype application which connects it to the database and then logs in using test credentials. The robot then navigates to the teletype application by emulating keyboard input. Here, the robot searches for the name Huntsman, but it does not find any matching entries. In fact, the closest matches in the database are all nonsensical names. This database is used only for training purposes. Seeing that there is no exact match for Huntsman Corporation, the robot can now proceed to add the name to the database. In the Add Name menu, robot fills in some high-level information, such as the fact that this name is for a company and not for a person, vessel or aircraft. Subsequently, the robot is then asked to supply some additional details about the company, which it does by following Allianz official process manual. Finally, the robot creates a unique numeric ID for the company in the Euler-Hermes database, which completes the handling of this names clearance request. Shown on the left-hand side of the screen, the robot dashboard is a powerful and convenient user interface for managing and inspecting the software robots in real time. In this video, we will demonstrate how the robot dashboard can be used to control 4 separate robots that are shown on the right-hand side of the screen. The dashboards as well as the robots themselves are all part of the automated names clearance process. An important piece of information shown by the dashboard is the current load, which is the total number of names clearance requests that is either waiting to be served or in the process of being served by one of the robots. Here we see the first request that arrives, which is for a company named the Huntsman Corporation. At this point, many things start to happen simultaneously. First, information about the request itself is shown at the bottom of the dashboard. Second, the dashboard reports real-time performance metrics such as the overall throughput, average latency, and the amount of man-hours that has been saved by the robots. Lastly, the dashboard launches a robot to handle the request as shown on the right-hand side of the screen. At this point, we see 3 additional requests that arrived at the dashboard. The dashboard can process multiple requests in parallel by launching many robots at the same time. The number of parallel robots can be set manually by using the slide bar or can be allowed to work automatically, allowing the dashboard to adjust number of robots as needed. After some sort of delay, we see the 4 robots operating simultaneously on the right-hand side of the screen. Now that the robots are all up and running, let's take a closer look of another important feature of the dashboard. The Robot Inspector menu, for example, allows you to inspect the robot's screen display in real time. In addition, it also tells you how much progress has been made by the robot. The horizontal row of circles represents the 7 different steps that make up the names clearing process. We can see that the robot is currently at the 6th step, shown by the circle that is colored in green. By selecting one of the requests, the Robot Inspector also allows you to switch back and forth between different robots that is currently in operation. Now let's take a look at the Visualization tab of the dashboard, which shows all the requests that has been served so far. Using pie charts and bar graphs, the requests are categorized by the requester, by the region, and also by their type. The 3 graphs are then tightly coupled with each other, so that selecting a category in one graph causes the other 2 graphs to zoom in on the breakdown for that particular category. In addition, the list of requests that pertain to that category are updated in the table below.